Hey kindergartners, Mr. Malloy here. I'm super excited for this video because we get to learn more about birds. And not just any birds, birds that use the bay. The birds of the bay. Before I go on, I've got to bring out another local, a spoon of the bay, who's ready to learn about the birds of the bay, Spoony Malloy.
Hello!
Spoony, I can't wait to tell the kindergartners about some of our local birds. As human beings, I truly believe it's so important to be proud of where you live, to be proud of where you're from, and to learn about where we live so we can protect it and enjoy it.
And learning about local birds that use the bay is a great way to do that.
Totally, Spoony. Are you ready to help me?
I sure am, Mr. Malloy. We've been waiting to tell them about these birds for a while now. Ha! See what I just did there? The sure and the waiting. It is a bird video after all.
Spoony, are you talking about types of birds? Doing some bird wordplay? That's fly, Spoony.
Can't help myself, Mr. Malloy. Bird wordplay is too fun not to dabble in. Dabbling duck. But seriously though, when I said I sure am, I was talking about the shore, like where the water meets the land. And when I said we've been wading, I was talking about the wading that means walking in shallow water. There is a group of birds that use the bay called shorebirds, also known as wading birds.
I'm sure the kindergartners would love to hear some information about shorebirds. We can't leave them wading any longer.
Okay, Mr. Malloy, get your own material, will ya? Anyway, if you go on the shores of the bay, you might see shorebirds wading close to the shore, poking their bills right into the ground to look for a snack. Interestingly, many of them don't live here year-round. Lots of the bay's shorebirds migrate here.
Birds that migrate move from one habitat to another depending on the season. And a lot of birds that migrate fly south during the winter to get to a warmer climate.
Yep, and there are plenty of shorebirds that live here year-round. Many wading birds, like the great blue heron and the snowy egret, have long, skinny legs and toes to help them keep their balance in wet, muddy habitats. Most wading birds are very patient and very graceful. They will stand very still for a long time until their prey gets close enough. They have long, flexible necks that can change shape quickly when hunting or flying. When they do wade through the water, their steps are slow and steady so as not to scare prey away.
They really are graceful, aren't they?
They sure are.
Let's see if we can learn about another group of bay birds that use our bay water.
Nice one, Mr. Malloy. I see what you just did there. S-E-A. The next group of bay birds is called seabirds, also known as waterfowl.
Spoony, how are seabirds different from shorebirds?
Well, seabirds spend a lot of time swimming, hunting, and eating in the water. They have webbed feet that help them swim and help them be able to take off and fly right from the water. They even have special glands that allow them to drink salt water, then get rid of the salt through their nostrils. Can you imagine trying to get salt out of your cork?
I can't imagine that. Hey, Spoony, when I've felt the bay water, it feels pretty cold. How do those seabirds stay warm in our cold bay water?
Excellent question, Mr. Malloy. Seabirds have a super strong oil gland that makes special oil they use to preen with. Preen means clean. They rub their bill over the oil gland, then use it to preen their feathers. This oil makes the waterfowl's feathers waterproof and helps them stay warm.
Wow, that's a lot of cool information about shorebirds and seabirds. Hey, Spoony, can you think of a way that we could organize all this information about shorebirds and seabirds?
How about a T chart?
I really teed that up for you, didn't I, Spoony? Let's show the kindergartners how a T-chart can help us organize this information about the birds of the bay.
T-charts are wonderful tools for comparing two different things. Anytime I ask myself, what's the difference between one thing and another thing, I use a T-chart to organize my thinking and learning. I actually already made a T-chart for the birds of the bay.
You did? Spoony, that's impressive.
I've been practicing my typing. I used my persistence power, and I'm really starting to get the hang of it. Let me pull up that T-chart for us. Wow! So this is what it's like to be in a T-chart. Spoons worldwide have been in teacups, but I may be the first spoon ever to be in a T-chart. This T-chart has lots of cool facts about both shorebirds and seabirds. They both use the bay, but have important differences. They have different designs for different habitats, different feet, bills, and special abilities. This T-chart can be found on our Googly Classroom. It will help you with your science homework this week. Enjoy!
Spoony, I've been meaning to ask you, how do you figure out how to get yourself into the video clips and the T-chart that we're showing? Seems like such a high-tech trick.
Let me tell you, Mr. Malloy, now that I can type, the possibilities on the computer are as endless as the sea.
That's beautiful, Spoony. You know what's not endless?
What's that, Mr. Malloy?
This video. The end. Bye. See you next time.